Yo, welcome back to Mikefeld, our vanilla series that can be replicated on console, as we're not using any game-changing mods like Anarchy, Move It or Plop the Growables, but we are using some visual mods to enhance your visual experience. Today I'm gonna give you some more easy but effective vanilla building ideas for a realistic city look. Been a long time since I loaded Mikefeld, so we are directly greeted with some new signature buildings that came with the new region packs. So here we are. In the last one I really had fun filling up these places without mods, pushing the limits of vanilla. So let's start by doing some low density housing in here. I'm gonna of course use the UK pack for this and alternate between detached and semi-detached housing. Gonna speed things up a bit to see the result. By the way, if this is not fast enough for you, you can always go to photo mode and crank it up to 8. Now let's see what we get. I'm pretty happy with the result, except for these two. So let's get rid of this one and replace it with something else. I don't like the fact that we get a non-buildable zone in here, so let's fix it with the path trick. By the way, I've set 3 on my keyboard as a shortcut for snapping, since I'm using it all the time. Here's how you can also do it. Go to Input, Keyboard, and scroll down to Snapping. There, I've set it on 3. I've also set my zones to 4, roads to 2, what else we got? Landscaping on 5 and parks on 6. So I'm changing the zoning direction by doing this. And I want this one to face this way. As you can see, I'm paying lots of attention to what buildings I get. And you should also, if you want to maximize the looks of your city. That's perfect. Now let's improve the looks of this even more by planting some trees. Gonna get the oak as it is the largest one. Always have more sizes activated, as you don't want them all dead at the same time. Now let's do some alders. And then some smaller ones at the end. As said, it's always best to start with the biggest one and end with the smallest. This looks great, exactly how I imagined it. Alright, let's get to the other side. Gonna first get rid of these roads, as I want another design here in the future. Now let's improve the looks of this square. I want some grass and trees on the side of the roads. We're gonna fill this area with the tiny city park. I don't like the pavement color, so we can relocate this to get another one. I've also set up a shortcut for relocate. So I'm just spamming the key shortcut until I get what I want. Perfect. This is exactly the surface I wanted. Let's do the same thing over here. Gonna do some easy but effective vanilla detailing in this triangle. By the way, that relocate thing also works on props. There's only one missing thing in the center. There you go. This looks awesome. Vanilla detailing done in no time. Now let's start filling in this block. Gonna do a one-way alley in here and a back entrance to a parking lot. Now let's start zoning. I'm using the amazing German pack, of course. I like to start with the corners. Again, I'm taking my time zoning as I want to control the buildings I get. Let's speed things up a bit and see what we get. Look at this awesomeness. This German pack is truly amazing. I've intentionally left some space here for a bit of vegetation. And look at that, we have a cool super block. Let's do the next one. So I want to build a tennis court in here, but as you can see, we first need to unlock it. Let's make good use of the French low-rent housing. And complete the area with some simple custom parks. There we go, another perfect block. I wanna build a school in here, but as you can see, we ain't got no money. So, I thought of a cool way in which we can both enjoy waiting for the money to pile up. Let's first find a cool view over Mikefeld and enable the day-night visuals, crank it up to 8 speed, and enjoy the show. And boom, milestone 5 unlocked. We got some money, 5 development points and 7 expansion points. And some new signature buildings. Let's turn off the day-night visuals and see how we can invest this money. As said, I want to build a school in here and maybe a police station, since we already have some crime in the city. However, before we spend all this cash, I gotta improve my money maker. As you know from the last episodes, we are exporting power and make good profit on it. But we can do better by upgrading all these wind turbines. Let's speed things up a bit and see the result. And bam! That's what I'm talking about. Alright, I just remember I want to make some districts to have better control over the different areas. I'm gonna need your help on naming this. I'm gonna pick the most liked comment for each of the areas. So we got 4 new districts. Go ahead and give me some cool names for this. Whoops, we got a burned house in here. Unfortunately, we ain't got no money for the fire station, so I'm just gonna remove this and hope for the best. Now let's build a school. Fuck, I'm broke once again. But that's okay, let's use this opportunity for another killer time-lapse. Alright, that should be enough for now. But before we build a school, I just remembered something. We can straight away make some money with these unnamed districts. Click on the name, the arrow, and enable roadside parking fee. Crank it up to max, of course. This poor sim's gonna pay it and not even complain. But what can I say, balancing the budget is really hard in early game. We also got a VIP parking in here. That should be way more expensive. Alright, now we can finally build a damn school. Gonna use the German one, of course. I could just place it in here as it fits, but I want to maximize space, so I'm gonna place it without snapping. Perfect fit. Now let's do this part. I need a 3x5 lot in here for the next building. So let's once again do the path trick. Let's disable this side and this side. Count to 5. Remove this and voila, a clean 3x5 for the French low-rent building. I want a dog park in here, but it doesn't fit. Or does it? Just disable all snapping and use the in-game move it function. And bam, perfect fit. However, I don't like the pavement, so I'm gonna spam it again a few times until I get what I want. That's the one. Who says vanilla ain't fun? I just lost a bunch of money just by relocating the damn dog park a few times. But that's okay, makes the game more challenging. Of course I don't have enough for the police station now. I'm just gonna speed things up a bit. Let's fix the direction on this one. I don't want these guys turning left here. And let's make this street more interesting. This school asset is awesome, and so are the French low-rent buildings. We finally got enough money for the police station. Alright, that's it for this one. As you can see, I'm not rushing things, and in this way it turns out just the way I want it. And you also get some cool inspiration out of it. In the next one, we're gonna build along the church, along this avenue, and also completely transform it into something more interesting, with an interesting intersection. Also, don't forget about the names, bro. Now let's take another look at nighttime. This game truly shines in the night. The lighting is way more realistic than CS1. I don't normally say this, but since you've made it this far, and if you're willing to support my work, you joining as a channel member will give me even more motivation to keep what I'm doing. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.